We shall meet under the moonlight. You bring the infantry, I shall bring the cavalry. Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of war, traders of great renown, I, the strategic Indian, bid you welcome to my channel, where our motto is think, practice thinking. If you like the content, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment, which will greatly help with the almighty YouTube algorithm. The origins of the Langobards are steeped in legend, as the small, noble Winnili tribe who first encountered the hostile Vandals during their migration away from Hunnic carnage in Eastern Europe. Although outnumbered, the Winnili chose to die free rather than live in servitude. Even their women fought, tying their hair down across their faces to appear as men and swell their ranks on the battlefield. Their god, Godan, declared he would give victory to the tribe he saw first on the day of battle. And seeing the women warriors, asked, "Who are these Langobard?" and awarded them victory. The Winnili since became known as the Langobards. Those glory days were long past. Their high king had been slain north of the Roman city of Iuvanum. Stilicho saw the old wolf laid to rest in the most painful way possible. The murmurs in the court of the countless kings in the Langobards' capital city of Areglia grew louder. Soon there were shouts of anger. Mead cups were smashed and nobles rose to their feet to question their high king. When shall we remedy this grudge? How shall we take vengeance on the Romans for this great insult? Their new king rose to speak as a hush swept the great hall. I have sent 2 gigantic armies to Colonia Trevororum to besiege the provincial capital of Belgica. Their footfall causes tremors in the Roman lands as we speak. Strong resistance is not expected. The emperor's chosen acolyte was besieged and the odds were more than 20 to 1 in our favor. One Roman army has been sighted nearby, which has just eliminated their brother Varanian faction, but that was surely not strong enough to take on such a formidable force. News of victory is imminent, the High King thundered. The Langobard capital has bought in additional mead to celebrate. Soon, their book of grudges would have one grudge less. So last time we completely destroyed, we pretty much racked up all of these dog troops that the Saxons bought, so they retreat across the Great Rhine River back to Frisia. We shall move out from Colonia Agrippina to take out this army because I don't want these 2 armies going back and becoming more powerful or healing up. This is very dangerous. 2 stacks of Langobards are now besieging Augusta Trevororum, so yeah, we'll have to think how to defend against this. The emperor comes under siege at Sabratha from the Garamantians. They are not attacking us because they are also pretty much battered because we burned down Saimedas and all of their fertile farms. Therefore, they don't have enough food. They are taking massive amounts of attrition. This is fine. Sabratha is a port town, so it will be able to stand this siege for 12 turns, and I don't think the Garamantians are going to stay for 12 turns. If anything happens, I'll make an army and probably push towards Garama, burn it completely to the ground, because then the Garamantians cannot stay outside without a single settlement. So they are an empire, so they need to have settlements. They are not a horde faction, so maybe that's an option, or I can attack them with 2 armies at Sabratha because I don't have very much powerful troops in Sabratha. Gepids move into our trap. I don't think they can see that our army is there. So Grudges are near our territorial waters. Probably we won't see them on the campaign map yet, but if they move any closer, we will have to jump them. So the end turn continues. All the puppet states of the Sassanid Empire. I think the White Huns are racking them up pretty bad, so I don't expect them to come over here soon. Dacia we will be moving against. Okay, so a powerful rebel army is attacking us at Brigantium. I'll fight this off air, although this is a very dangerous army because it has got a mixture of everything. Fine, we got that army. It was not that difficult. I just started near a barricade and I could take them out. We are getting besieged at Tripolitana, Sabrata, as we saw. Rebellions are imminent, but we will have rebellions. I think there'll be 2 rounds of rebellions across all the provinces. There you can see the emperor is besieged. Now, we can reach the 2 Langobard armies with this army at Colonia Agrippina, but that will leave Colonia Agrippina completely unsecured. And then there is an army of the Saxons inside their capital, Tulifurdum, and they can also attack with those 2 remnant armies of theirs which got away. So the guy who has to do the work is the one which defeated the Varinians. So that has to move up and close, and they can do night fighting, so we'll have to use them. We are going to assign imperial offices based on seniority, trying to give offices by order of the number of stars they have and their influences. I prefer to use up the influences of the other patricians and spare ones which are from my own family. Stilicho has defeated the Marcomanns, and he's going to move towards Areglia to destroy the Langobards. We are going to fire the army at Caledonia. We are going to raise an army in Belgica, so that we would have a screening force in Colonia Agrippina if the current army in Colonia Agrippina moves out to attack either the Langobards or the 2 Saxon stacks nearby. So I'll try to take out the Langobards in a night attack using the army which had destroyed the Varinians. So I'll see you in the battlefield. This will be really interesting. So the garrison always fights if it's a night battle, and my general is capable of doing night battles. So of course the first step is to move my cavalry forward, as you can see, and lure out their cavalry. If I have their cavalry taken out, then their entire mobility on the battlefield is lost, whereas I will have 2 surviving cavalry to harass, to attack, and just basically gain control over the entire battlefield. So our Germanic brigands, which are our Germanic Javcavs, is moving backwards. Their Germanic cavalry is attacking, so I can't fight it, so I will have to run away. And these troops have got Parthian shot, so they are going to run and still pepper the enemy and maul it up pretty badly, while our scout equities are going to do a flank attack. As you can see, the scout equities are coming in. They throw their own 1 javelins that they have. Meanwhile, our Javcav is going to also come in and help. So if I had to fight this particular Germanic cavalry head on, that would be pretty difficult because I don't have very good cavalry. Scout equities cannot fight Germanic Javcavs very well, neither can our own Javcav. So this is a very fortunate turn of events. I move my infantry, so there is a little hill over here which I'm going to basically hold and wait for them to come up to me, because I have got missile superiority at this point. I have got infantry superiority in terms of quantity, and I think of definitely of quality. So we move our horses back. Always make sure that you use up all the ammunition of your horses, So there, our Jav-Cav is also going to go to precision shot, and remember to always, after you do a round of precision shot, that you let these cavalry units rest up, because they get extremely fatigued and that's not good. Then if they have to do some charges, then they won't perform very well. So I will move them back. And meanwhile, we are going to move our projectile line forward, which is going to start taking out their Germanic levy units, which are tier 1 Germanic spears, which are not that good, especially not against our cohorts. So our strategy in this case is that we have gotten rid of their cavalry, so the entire field belongs to me. All I have to do is I have to slowly slice away their strength. So on either flank, on the far flank, I have got the cavalry, which will continue to do hammer and anvil, and on the near flank we are going to use our projectiles to continuously hammer and destroy the enemy's infantry. Now we have two kinds of projectile units. Let's watch this charge. Beautiful moonlight. Here comes our Jav-Cav. Our scout equities are already hammering them. Beautiful, beautiful. Right. So we have two kinds of projectiles. So they have different strengths and weaknesses. The Levis Amatore, which is a javelin unit, doesn't have much ammunition, but it has a lot of damage, and it can't throw those javelins really far. Now our Sagittarii are very high ammunition, but they are not that high a damage. They are very good if they are, say, on a barricade, then they're absolutely devastating. But here this is an open battle, we don't have any barricades. So what I am doing right now is that I am opening up my projectile units to fire like a blooming lotus. So one of these projectile units are going to run, pulling this infantry unit deeper and deeper into the circle of fire that we are going to donate to it. So as soon as I see that they are weakened, they are trying to get away, I don't let them get away, and the projectiles are going to support each other. So if one is running, the other is firing, and vice versa. Always make sure that when you are going to precision shot with your Sagittarii, you don't waste time moving, because that is a very timed event. You have 30 seconds or so of increased damage by the Sagittarii. So if you are moving, you're wasting time. So you want to make sure that you are absolutely sure that you are at the right position, at the right amount, right place, and you have the right target in mind, and you want to go to precision shot and really punish this army. So there, we wasted a little bit of time because this unit is continuing to move. This is, after all, an open battle. My main concern over here is that nobody from this army is going to leave. That is why I have got to bring my cavalry to the near flank where my projectiles are, so that I don't have waste too many projectiles trying to kill off every person in a particular unit which is running away, and my cavalry can do the mop-up. So there you go. We move them around carefully so that they don't run into infantry, and this will help me to do the mop-up while not wasting ammunition. They are coming forward a few units at a time, and I'm a bit worried about their slinger, because slingers against infantry, especially any unarmored unit, is very, very devastating. So I have to make sure that my projectiles are safe and far away from these, while they are able to pull in some of their troops while they move out of the way. A lot of objectives, but we'll have to fulfill them all at the same time. I'm going to make my infantry line shorter and come closer to their approaching infantry so that I can throw projectiles, because the cohorts have plumbata and they have 2 of those. They are very high leaden darts that the cohorts throw, and then they can really rack up the kills. So every unit of projectile is going to be used before I start engaging them. I want to soften these people up completely, and then I will go in and use my quality superiority of infantry to really give them a very, very bad day. So as you can see, the Germanic levy which came and touched our cohort got mauled really fast. So I'm moving my JFK further back so that I am out of range of the slingers. I am also moving my cavalry in a position where they can do hammer and anvil charges. Also the projectiles will move forward, the infantry will move forward just a little bit so that I can not so fast. There we saw that the infantry was coming in to catch our scout equities. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So I pull that one back, and here we see an opportunity. We are going to try and charge their slingers before they can go back to the safety of their lines. There you can see how good our cohorts are. Our cohorts, as soon as they come in contact with these Germanic levy, yeah, they don't stand a chance. So my JFK did that charge, it was not that effectual, so I move him back and I move my scout equities forward. I can't charge that slinger because there is a bunch of infantry in the middle. The reason I'm moving my scout equities forward is that I don't want these slinger units to reform and do a volley on my JFK. I have to preserve all of my cavalry as much as possible. There's still another big army of Langobards which has got its own host of cavalry which I will have to deal with, so I can't lose my cavalry. Now, another unit of Germanic levy has left the safety of their numbers and moved forward, so I'm going to give it the punishment it deserves. So from both sides, let's go. Bright moonlit night, clear skies, let's dance. Their slinger unit is moving forward and it will come under withering fire from our projectile units, especially our archers, but this I view as a waste of ammunition. Therefore, I immediately move my JFK to get this unit away, because the cavalry can completely destroy the slinger unit. So wasting my precious ammunition on this really weak unit is pointless. Our cohorts inch forward. They are always supported by pikes because they have a lot of mercenary wolf coats. They bring their own axes which are very capable of fighting my cohorts. So if I have an axe unit which is a pike unit which is keeping their axes at bay, then I am able to fight from the safety of this pike line. I'm gonna move back my cavalry and let's see if some of their units choose to come forward. One unit of Levis Amature, which is the nearest, is going to start firing on this Germanic levy. Let's see how far we progress with that. Our archers, which have got higher range, are going to fire over the shoulder of these Germanic levies and start going after this axe unit. I will move in again with my horses because I saw that their slingers went into precision shot. So that actually is a waste by the AI because what happens is that they went to precision shot but they have nothing to fire. They have got cavalry nearest to them, but cavalry can quickly close in distances which will trigger the skirmish mode, forcing them to run away. So what I'm doing right now is I'm shepherding this unit of slingers which tried to fire, and it is going to be tired. As soon as it finishes this precision shot, it's going to be so tired it's not going to be able to run very fast and return to the safety of its infantry line. So this was really fortunate. So here I really press the attack, and the scout equities are doing damage against the slingers. I spread out my projectile line again. All of this time our infantry is simply biding its time. I am moving my cavalry in such a fashion that I make sure that nobody from this skirmisher unit leaves, and we will look for opportunities. Another one of their infantry has left the safety of their lines, so we will switch fire to that particular unit, because I can use my cavalry to do a hammer and anvil. No point wasting my projectiles on that. There is very limited ammunition, and we are already down in terms of ammunition quite a lot. So here we have to move back a bit. So never move them all in one direction. You want to move them in different phases, so that they are out of phase and one unit gets chased while the other can support the cavalry, the projectile which is running away, and just pepper fire the ones which are doing the chasing. Make sure to alternate between skirmish mode with your own projectiles, so that they are able to run away if you cannot micromanage them, but get them out of skirmish mode once they are out of danger, else they really don't obey your commands if you ask them to do something. Let's do another charge with this unit. It broke its shield wall. Of course we're going to punish it. Hammer and anvil, and they are out of formation. Another unit has come forward, so again same treatment, hammer and anvil. Let's go and have a look. They don't have the means to form a shield wall, because there are charges coming in from either directions. So that unit is going to dissolve. Meanwhile, our projectiles are just going to slowly take out any unit which is going to come out of the safety of these lines. So this is what battlefield control gives you. You are able to choose the pace of operations. So over here I can choose either flank, I can choose to move my projectiles forward. I don't need to worry too much about getting charged by their one lone unit of cavalry, and I can also just keep my infantry rested and not running after, trying to protect the projectiles, trying to protect the cavalry, trying to take opportunities. So none of that I need to do. I just need to make sure that my cavalry is present wherever I am having opportunities, and meanwhile our projectiles are just going to do quite a lot of damage. That's it. So when I see that there is a unit that I can do a hammer and anvil charge, then I prefer to do a hammer and anvil charge rather than waste my ammunition on it. Because at this point everybody is pretty low, but they have racked up quite a lot of kills. These javelins in open field killing 160 people, that's just exceptional. They have not even begun to rout, and our cavalry scout equities has already picked up 400 plus kills. Our half strength Jav Cav has killed 250 people at this point. So one X unit of theirs is coming out, and that will be really nice because if it leaves the safety of its lines, X's don't do very well against cavalry. That is really their biggest drawback, and the only thing which can actually really go after them. If you're fighting infantry, yeah, that's nothing much excess. If they close, they are going to be absolutely devastated. Right. So their axes are not able to be supported by any of their infantry. I'm going to move my projectiles back because this is very nice. Two of their units have come forward, and first of all they are going to get peppered by the cohorts, which are going to finish their ammunition, which is very fortunate. And when they finally reach the infantry line, they are not going to be able to do much because these are Germanic levy units. They are not going to do well against cohorts, absolutely not. So we are going to do a hammer and anvil. We are going to do it only from the side where they have their backs turned. So now we move in with our Javcav. So we at this point, all of their infantry has finally decided to move in. I'm going to form a cocoon. I'm going to move the general forward while keeping them in testudo so that they don't do anything funny. On either side with my cohorts, I'm going to form a little cocoon, and I'm going to wait with this cocoon if they permit me, because then I can throw the projectiles. So their axes have closed in, so we have to work quite fast. Our pikes are holding them at bay, and their general is quite far off, so I ask my cohorts to go after their general so that I can catch the general who can be attacked by the cohort, and second, we can pull off a hammer and anvil if I see the opportunity to do so. However, they have still a lot of troops which are running, which our cavalry will not be able to catch up because their numbers are quite dwindled at this point. So I will use the infantry to do a little bit of mop up, because the more people I get off at this stage, it's better, because the infantry can't run very fast. These are also Roman heavy infantry, so they will tire out and I still have a battle to fight. Our comitatense spears has arrested their general. Meanwhile, two cohort units are running to catch up their fleeing mercenary young wolves, which are very dangerous units. So the comitatense spear is in a bit of trouble, but there are support units nearby. They are coming forward. All our cohorts are now able to move in, and we have to act quickly so that we don't lose that many troops at this point. There is no point losing troops. We still have a big fight ahead of us, and our Javcav is going to go around the back. Their young wolves are very dangerous units. So here's another charge on the back of their general. Their young wolves are very dangerous units because they can encourage their troops. They also scare away my troops, and they are also very capable of holding their own. They don't have any armor because they are just basically topless young boys. And if they don't have any armor and I have projectiles, they are going to have a very bad day. And hammer and anvil charges, good luck. There, we got all of them. 70 people got away from this army of 3,000. Right, clean kill. Look at that, beautiful clean kill. So we got it. One army is completely gone. So both these armies I want to have destroyed over here, because Stilicho is moving towards Areglia, which is their capital. So if both these armies are gone, then they will raise one army at Areglia, and I can destroy both the city and that last and the new army that they are going to raise, and therefore I'll be able to completely eliminate the Langobards from the map. Fight has begun again as usual. I have moved my cavalry forward. This is going to be a day battle because they had 50-50 chance of winning, so they decided not to run away. That's fine. If they do choose not to run away, we'll kill them while they stand. If they try to run away, they're just going to die tired. Our Javcav is firing on their Germanic mercenary mounted warband, which is a quite dangerous unit. Especially it's dangerous because I don't have that much of cavalry, because the previous fight my cavalry had to do a lot of rolls, So here my javelins, my mounted Javcav is firing. I don't go to precision shot because if I need to run in a bit of a hurry, then I won't be able to do so very well because my troops are tired from the precision shot. So I'm going to give up on that increased damage for a short amount of time, but I will gain a battlefield mobility. And all we have is one unit of scout equities which has to catch this Germanic mounted cav on the flank to have a chance to win against this. My Jav cav cannot get into any combat because it's really blunted. Already half of its force is gone. But again, they bring one infantry, and that will be really fortunate. So we move our Javcav away. This is why I didn't go to precision shot, so that they are fresh. Meanwhile, our Javcav will try to run back to the infantry line, because I will try to either get support from infantry line, or I will have to hit this lone enemy cavalry on the flank, because yeah, this is a fight I can't win head on. So I'm repositioning. My Javcav is running for their lives, and they ran in such a way that I can't give a flank attack. I'll try my best. And these Javcavs are throwing their own ammunition, so they can soften up. So their cavalry tries to run away, and we have to immediately move and catch it, because I can't let this unit go back to their lines, reform and harass me further. So we got a kind of a charge. We have maybe just numbers parity. We have 81 odd troops versus 80 of theirs. So this is not ideal. A lot of horses are going to be lost, but yeah, we will take revenge for our lost horses. I don't move the cohorts to help over here because they have their own projectiles. So if they throw the projectiles at that Germanic cav, my own cavalry, which is entangled with their Javcav, is going to get completely wrecked. So that's why I move them close, but don't let it fire. There, we routed their Germanic cavalry. That's excellent. The general is quite far back. I was thinking of doing hammer and anvil with our cavalry, but yeah, with these weak numbers I don't think I'll be able to do so. Plus I also remember once I tried to do that when I fought the Gepids. It was really ineffectual, and both of my cavalries which did the hammer and anvil on the general just got chewed up, and I could achieve nothing. Meanwhile, it would have been much better if I had used that cavalry to do charges on their projectile lines. So their infantry has come in to contact with our line infantry, and we are now going to charge their archers, because I don't want this archer to get off free hits. Meanwhile, we are going to start attacking with our cohorts from one flank. We are going to form a C around their infantry, which has been arrested by our infantry. Meanwhile, we are going to slowly erode away their infantry line. We have got quality advantages, except where they have got their young wolves, or where they have their axes. That's where we are going to struggle a little bit. So as we see that our infantry is freed up by their infantry running away, they are going to go towards this blob. So we have caught up their projectiles, which can't bother us, and we are also going to move our cohorts to fight against their main line in their center. Meanwhile, our projectiles are going to really give a very bad day to this unit of Germanic levy which is trying to catch up. This is what I really hate, that they have very few troops, but they keep trying to close in with our projectile lines, and that just wastes ammunition because there are 5 of them trying to kill off 3 men who are moving in. So that's a lot of overkill, and that's basically just wasteful. Our JFKF gave way because they didn't have the numbers. Meanwhile, our scout equities are going to continue to fire as much as they can. We are going to switch to helping our cohorts, which is getting attacked from either side by their axes as well as their general. So we will just have to give it close support. We are going to make sure that we switch targets and we provide fire where we need it the most, and right now we need it the most in the center. Our general is buffing and giving good morale bonuses. Meanwhile, our cavalry has to move back because there is infantry which is really on a mission. On the right hand flank we are carrying because our cohorts finally carried the day. Their young wolves ran away. They didn't have the numbers because it got charged by that weak unit of JFKF, which gave it just the advantage that it needed to tip the balance against in its favor. So my cohorts don't directly charge their young wolves because I want them to throw their projectiles. At this stage I have quite a lot of projectiles still left to fire, and at this point my cohorts will get into friendly fire, which is a real thing in Attila. Therefore what I do is I move all of my infantry backwards because I want them to just again come into my pike line. So I place my pike exactly where their main army is going to come in. Units which are done firing are going to move back. We are going to make sure that nobody leaves this battlefield. So our cavalry will continue to harass. They just don't have the numbers anymore. They don't have their numbers. We didn't manage to kill their general yet, so we will have to make sure that we catch them. Yeah, this was even better. They had only 59 people. Clean kill. Thank you for the views. This has been me re-entering the book of the Grudges because the Langobards are going to feel this for a very long time, and we are going to move into their territory and take them out. I hope you're enjoying this legendary This is Total War with the Western Roman Empire. As I promised, I am defending the entire empire and we are not having endless garrison battles. Please like and subscribe. I hope you're enjoying what you are seeing, and I hope to see you back for more. This has been the Strategic Indian, signing out.